Hello students, we are with electronics paper 1 content and we have already started second chapter DC regulated power supplies. Now from this session, we'll start one by one and interesting circuits of the power supply. The first subsection of the power supply is rectifier circuits. We will learn the first type of rectifier as a sub-content of today's session, that is half wave rectifier. You'll find brief idea of a construction with the help of suitable circuit diagram. Then we will understand its working by using required waveforms. After then, you will learn various important parameters of rectifier circuits suitably with their definitions as well as required mathematical equations one by one. We shall start with the first circuit diagram as a part of construction of half wave rectifier. You'll find in the construction, we have been used here a transformer of a step down type. It is basically a power transformer. Why it is so? It has to handle large amount of electric power since it has to be connected with AC main supply. So it should be of a power type, and secondly, it must be a step down type. Meaning of step down transformer that you studied in the 11th syllabus. It is a type of transformer whose number of turns of winding of a secondary terminals N2 are smaller or less than the number of turns of winding of a primary coil. N2 is less than N1, result of which secondary voltage produced across second coil of a transformer V2 will be smaller than the voltage applied to the primary coil V1. So this will brings a lowering of the voltage AC mains to the low value as per need for the construction of DC power supply. Because we know that AC mains is of very high voltage to 30 volt, and DC power supply we use in laboratory mostly gives out a very few volt at the most maximum of 30 volt DC voltage. Therefore, to bring the very high voltage up to 30 volt, we must have to use step down type of transformer. But in some application, whenever lowering of the voltage level is not required, then even we can construct this circuit without using transformer. Just a diode we can connect in the path of AC input supply. Then at the output, we will get the rectified output. So in this circuit, if you observe, by using a transformer, two primary terminals P1 and P2 are connected to the AC main supply. AC main supply is connected where? To its primary between P1 and P2. Whereas a PN junction rectifying type of a diode, the diode which has the capacity of handling more current is also called as a power diode, used as a rectifying device, also called as rectifying type of diode, is connected where? At one of the secondary. Say at S1, its anode is connected, whereas cathode will brings the output with respect to S2 remaining secondary terminals of transformer. Between these two, we'll get the DC rectified output where we can connect our device as a load. So load will receive the DC output from the primary voltage of AC mains. This circuit brings the conversion of AC into DC as a part of rectification. We'll understand the working very soon. So to understand the working very first, let me remind what you have been learned again in 11th standard about the PN junction diode. You have seen that there are two methods of biasing of the PN junction. When do we connect PN junction diode? Under the forward biasing. Meaning of forward biasing, positive of battery we connect across it for the biasing is at the P region, means anode, and negative terminal of battery if we connect at N region, means cathode, diode will be under the forward bias. Under forward bias condition, it conducts large amount of current. It simply behaves like the closed switch or device is in the on condition. Whereas if the polarity of connection of battery made reversed, that means positive of a battery is in connection of cathode and negative of battery is in connection of anode, then a PN junction diode will be under reverse biased condition, result of which it does not conduct the current. Ideally, zero current flows through it. That means its behavior like a switch in the off condition or device is in the off condition. These two are the important concepts used as a principle of working of the rectifier circuit. Again, if you observe, AC input cycle has two half sections. One as positive half cycle, second as a negative half cycle. Let us understand step by step what happened during the positive half cycle. Meaning of positive half cycle, voltage magnitude present at AC input are positive. Therefore, P1 is at positive potential, P2 will be at negative potential as a condition of voltage across primary. Same will be the condition of voltage induced across secondary. S1 becomes as a positive potential, S2 becomes as in negative potential. That becomes as a VI. If you observe, the VI is of same nature of the AC main supply, only voltage level is lowered. So positive half cycle present at the input of a rectifier diode here brings positive to the connection of an anode, whereas cathode will maintain at negative voltage, result of which diode will be under forward biased condition. Therefore, it can easily conduct the current through it. Direction of the flow of current as per standard conventions. Current always start from positive voltage and end to the negative voltage. So as current flows through diode, same current also flows through the load RL that we have connected at the output. So current IL supposed to be assumed flowing through the RL, we can get the voltage at output as IL into RL. So whatever voltage present during positive half cycle across S1 and S2 as an input to the rectifier, same voltage brought in the output as rectified output during the positive half cycle. Thus the AC input just positive half cycle present, that positive half cycle remains same produced at the output of rectifier, which will cause the flow of current in one direction, the result of which we get the plus minus DC output voltage. Let us see what happened during the negative half cycle. During negative half cycle, AC input present at its negative transition. That means the upper terminal is at negative potential, lower can be at a positive potential. So P1 is at minus, P2 is at plus voltage. Same is the condition of voltage induced across secondary of a transformer. S1 becomes at negative voltage, S2 becomes at a positive voltage. Therefore, the input voltage VI, if you observe, same nature of AC means only voltage level is decreased, right? So during negative half cycle, anode of a diode at terminal S1 remains at negative voltage with respect to cathode is at a positive voltage with secondary terminal S2. Therefore, condition of diode is under reversely biased. Because of reverse biased, as you have been learned already, diode behaves like a off device. Current will not flow through it. Current remains to be zero. Conduction of current is not possible since it behaves like an open switch. So current through diode, that means current through the load also equals to zero. As a result, we will get the zero output across the load. Thus, negative half cycle will be blocked, corresponding which output remains as a zero. Because current is zero, so IL into RL equals to zero. So just only positive half cycle brought in the output to allow the flow of current only one direction. So we will get DC current, DC voltage, but negative half cycle as it blocked, reverse flow of current is avoided and we will get the rectification of input signal. For better understanding, we can draw the input and output waveforms. If you observe the graph, voltage versus time, first for the input, second for the rectified output. What we find here, for during the every cycle of a AC input, there are two half cycle, positive half cycle and negative half cycle. During positive half cycle, what happens here? What we have been discussed? voltage between S1 and S2 is a positive, condition of diode is in on state. Diode can easily conduct the current during the positive half cycle. Therefore, whatever cycle present in the positive half cycle of AC input, same nature of voltage here, increasing from 0 to peak value, becomes peak and fall back to the 0. Same nature of voltage is produced at the output across the load, but during the negative half cycle, here what happened? Output diode is in off condition, output remains to be the 0. Thus only positive cycle is produced at the output, half cycle brought at the output. So out of complete cycle over this time period, only half cycle is brought in the output. Therefore this circuit is called as half wave rectifier circuit. Let us list out some important advantages of this circuit over the next coming. If you observe as per discussion, circuit is very simple, small in size because it contains only one diode and a transformer. So construction can be very easy. Secondly, the cost of circuit because of having less number of component, even as we have discussed, lowering of voltage if not required, then we can construct only by single diode without using transformer. So cost becomes very low as an advantage of this circuit. At the same time, it has the major issues like a drawbacks. Disadvantages are, the first one is what? It brings only half cycle present at input to the output. Negative half cycle get blocked. That means electric power present throughout the cycle, only half of electric power is used to bring the output. Negative half cycle is blocked means there is a loss of electric power. So loss of power is as a major issue in the half wave rectifier. So efficiency will get decreased because half amount of power get wasted or lost. Then secondly, the voltage produced at output will be of very low. We'll find afterward with the help of formula, you can find the average of this voltage as DC voltage is of very low value as compared to applied input voltage between S1 and S2 as a VI. And thirdly, since during negative half cycle, output remains 0, therefore output is not a pure DC. It contains lot of ripples, means variations. As one more drawback, all these drawbacks can be overcome by using next type of rectifier circuit, that is a full wave, and the third one as a bridge. We'll see about them in our next coming sessions one by one. Let us see now and important parameters of the rectifier circuits in concern of half wave rectifier HWR one by one. First one is the DC or average output voltage. How can we calculate? How can we find the actual DC voltage present in the rectifier circuit? And for that, here is a simple method. If you observe the waveform for the output versus theta or a time, because theta equals to omega t, theta can change with the time t changes of every rotation of AC cycle. For a single cycle from 0 to 2 pi, we can divide into two half cycles, 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. Let us here, this voltage is a varying one. It varies from 0 to peak value, come back 0, remain 0, again repeat for every new coming AC cycle. So here, this voltage has n number of values. You must have to find out average of those values. To find out the average, method used is, we can find the area covered by this curve upon the base of one cycle, that is 0 to 2 pi means 2 pi amount. Therefore, area we can find by using a simple technique that you have been learned in mathematics with the help of a technique of integration. Integration of the voltage VI with respect to time t or angle theta, that is a d theta, with a limit of integral r 0 to 2 pi. Very first we can split the integral from 0 to 2 pi into two values. First half cycle with limit 0 to pi, second half cycle with limit pi to pi of input applied VI. Remember, this input VI is where between the two secondary terminals S1 and S2 as an actual input for rectifier, not AC mains. AC mains is of very high voltage, right? Now, if you solve this integral, It is found that during positive half cycle, equation for AC waveform is known to us, peak voltage sine of theta. But during negative half cycle, input becomes as a 0. If we solve these two integral, we'll get second as only 0 and the first can be simplified. V peak is the peak voltage constant. You can take outside of integral. Then integration of sine of theta minus cos of theta with the lower and upper values are 0 and pi. Put their values and if you solve them, it comes to be of 2 number. So 2 multiple of V suffix P is resultant of this integration. Put this value in the equation of average voltage, that is area is a 2 V peak and the base is of 2 pi. 2 will get cancelled away. Therefore, resultant value of average voltage V average or DC voltage VDC is equals to simply peak voltage present across secondary as an input or same produced across load as output upon pi, but reciprocal of pi 1 upon 3.14 will comes 0.318. So 0.318 times of V peak is required resultant DC output voltage of half wave rectifier. Let us see second parameter, that is DC or average current. Once we got DC voltage across the load RL, we can easily find DC current as ratio of voltage upon resistance. So IDC can be equals to VDC upon RL. Put the value of VDC that we got in the previous slide, V peak upon pi, rearrange it, V peak upon RL into 1 by pi. V peak upon RL means peak value of current that flows through the load can be as maximum current I peak. So I peak upon pi is the simplification of above equation as resultant DC current, also called as a current flowing to the load. IDC also be called as IL also. 1 upon pi is what? 0.318 times of peak value of current is resultant required DC or load current. Then come for next one, third one, ripple factor. Let me define first definition of ripple factor. Ripple factor is the ratio of RMS value of the AC component present in the output of rectifier to the DC or average output voltage. This ratio is called as ripple factor in general. Now, what is the electrical significance? What is the actual meaning of this factor? This factor represents what amount of AC component present in the rectified output. Now, here we want ideally AC component present in the output of rectifier should be 0. We want only rectifier output contains DC, right? Then required value of ripple factor means notation R ideally should be equals to 0. But in practice, it is not 0. It must be very low. It is found that with a process of calculations, which is not in syllabus, for the half wave rectifier, ripple factor becomes 1.21. If it is more than 1, it means what? AC component is more than the DC value. That means rectifier contain lots of AC than the DC. Therefore, this becomes as one of the drawbacks for the half wave rectifier in which ripple factor is more than 1 or greater than 1. Therefore, this circuit is not suitable to construct the power supply. Come for the next one. Fourth, as the ripple frequency, we'll define first definition. It is the frequency of DC pulses means ripples present in the output of rectifier. If you observe the waveform in half wave rectifier, this is as an input, this is as output. In the one cycle of input AC, this could be as a one cycle of input AC. What do we find? Only one DC pulse means only one ripple is present. Then for second cycle, we'll get the second ripple and so on. So in every cycle of AC input, there is a single ripple present. Therefore, frequency of AC input and ripple will be equal or similar. We can equate for the half wave rectifier, ripple frequency notation is FR will be equals to frequency of AC input. Since we know that frequency of AC means is of 50 Hertz in our country. Therefore, FR equals to FI implies that ripple frequency also equals to 50 Hertz. Then come for the next one, efficiency of a rectifier. how effectively AC input present is converted into the DC output is known as rectification efficiency. It is defined as the ratio of output DC power to the applied input AC power, because rectifier contains input is of AC, whereas it brings the output is of kind DC. So DC output upon AC input power of rectifier is known as the efficiency. In percentage, you may multiply by 100. So eta represent notation for efficiency of rectifier equals to PDC upon PAC, meaning of P power suffix DC means DC power produced by rectifier at output, and PAC represent AC power applied at the input of rectifier. Into 100 can be in percentage. It is found that we want to be ideally same percent of efficiency of every circuit. It is found that in the half wave rectifier, efficiency is less than 50%, 40.6. What it means? About 59.4% of electric power get wasted. Only 40.6 amount of power is produced at the output. Therefore, this one as also one of the major drawback of the half wave rectifier circuit. Then come for next one. Peak inverse voltage of a diode as next parameter of rectifier circuit. In short, also called as PIV of a diode. Meaning of PIV, P stands for the peak. Peak means maximum. Inverse means voltage when diode is under reverse bias condition. So peak inverse voltage is the maximum or a peak voltage that appears across the diode during reverse biased condition. It is found that in case of half wave rectifier, we observed condition of diode during negative half cycle is under reverse biased condition. Let us see here. Assume that voltage present across the secondary here S1 and S2 is a V peak. Right? This V peak will be of very same that of the peak voltage present across the primary. Only thing, it is of low value. Negative half cycle produced here is of same that of input, but plus my up down minus up. So minus voltage at the anode, plus voltage at the cathode, right? Diode is in the condition of off or reverse biased, means open. So current through circuit will be of 0. So no current through diode means there is no flow of current through the load. As current through resistor 0 means voltage drop across it, I into R also equals to 0. But one end of the resistor is at voltage plus V peak. Therefore, other end should be of same voltage, because voltage drop across diode VR is equals to, say, upper is of the voltage A across the resistor and lower is of the voltage at point B. Then VR can be equals to difference between the voltage between 2 point VA and VB. But here what we find? We find voltage is a 0 because current 0. So 0 is equals to VA and VA minus VB. Therefore, if you solve this, you'll get here voltage at point A and voltage at point B both are equal. What it means? If the current is a 0 through a resistor, then potential present at its two terminal will be equal in value. Both are equal. Therefore, voltage present at S2 Vp will brought where to the cathode of a diode. So under reverse bias condition, peak voltage present across S2 and S1 same will brought to the diode also. So voltage that appear across diode under reverse bias condition will be same that of peak value of voltage present across secondary. Therefore, PIV of a diode is equals to Vp. Is this clear? Now, diode also available in market with one of the important specification given by its manufacturer, that is called as maximum value of PIV, known as PIV rating. So we have to select diode in a circuit such a way that at any case reverse voltage appearing across it should not exceed the PIV rating given by its manufacturer. Otherwise, diode will get damaged or burn away. Therefore, we must select diode in our circuit with maximum rating, means maximum amount of PI value, also called as PIV rating, at least or greater than the peak voltage as a PIV present in the circuit. So we have to select diode in a circuit while construction of half wave rectifier with a PIV rating at least equal or greater than the peak value of voltage present at the output or present across the secondary winding of a transformer. Is this clear? We'll go for next one. It could be of last one as a diode current rating. So meaning of diode current, as you know, diode can conduct the current only when it is under forwardly biased, ideal condition. So amount of current that flows through diode under the forward bias condition in the rectifier circuit is known as diode current. Notation is I for current, suffix O for the diode current. In case of half wave rectifier, what we find, diode current is the same that of current flowing to the load connected at the output. That means IDC or IO equals to IL, but the load current is equals to DC current we found by using formula VDC upon RL. Therefore, diode current simply equals to what? IDC. So in case of half wave rectifier, amount of current that flows through the diode same that of DC current present in the output flowing through the load that we have connected. Now, likewise, PIV rating, manufacturer of diode also provides the maximum current capacity of diode, also called as diode current rating, or in short IO rating. Therefore, we must select diode such a way in the half wave rectifier circuit its current rating should be at least equal to DC current present at the output or more than DC current present at the output. So for the safety of diode in a circuit. So with this, we have been finished all parameters important in case of rectifier circuit. From the next time, we shall begin with the new circuit, next type of rectifier, that is full wave rectifier circuit, but from the next session.